Hello, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
It's always good to see a face, especially when we're stuck indoors. I'm sure it's the same for you. Where are you now?
I'm in Buenos Aires. Yeah, fortunately, I was not doing a residency or traveling, or I had an exhibition in Gasworks, but just when we were about to purchase the ticket, everything kind of snowballed. So
I thought it was an interesting moment to talk about your practice. You did a project in Toronto, an exhibition organized by the Blackwood Gallery 2 years ago, in which people were wearing face masks with the opening in order to see the setting sun, encouraging us to think about our relationship with celestial bodies and how we ourselves are situated on a planet that's rotating, and just to give you a bigger sense of your place in the universe. And then the other project was the last site biennial, which was a sundial. And on the ground were poetic phrases. And as again, the earth moved and the shadow of the sundial moved, it was a prompt for people to think about, or a kind of prompt to act upon the poetic statements. And so both left me the idea, the concepts were very generative, specifically in some of the things that I'm thinking about. I just wanted to use those as entry points you can talk about your practice in general and what concerns drive you.
I'm glad that you were able to see the galactic playground and the we who spin around you. I think I feel like in the last perhaps 4 or 5 years, I've done works that were. It took me a while to figure out how to connect all the works, because sometimes I feel like they're much more intuitive. Like, for example, the exhibition at the drawing center that was edible drawings, for example, and then the sundial, and I feel like the common denominator in all the works is kind of acknowledging that you are part of a much larger system, that you're kind of working in it, but you're not completely perhaps aware of how much you depend on it. And I feel like most of the works are kind of like vehicles. I see them most of the time, because I feel like they're points of departure where there's like a door opens. So then for me, I think it's easier to think my work or my practice as sort of like an emotional technology, where I feel like those tools are not costumes and they're not sculptures. They're kind of like you reach there, and then from there on you can kind of use the work as a vehicle to have like a much larger consciousness of where you are or who you are, where you are in time or in the cosmos. Or that's why most of the times I don't see like the works that I do as performance. I see them as activations, because when there's a moment where all these tools or proposals are not being activated, and the moment they're not activated, I feel like they're kind of in a sleep mode. Like the work I did in Brazil last year called In Collaboration with the Sun. And all the suits they're placed there inside the museum when they were not used by the dancers. In the end, I feel like these kind of like vehicles require some sort of like inner transformation to truly like connect and become one with the idea of the earth spinning around the sun, or if you eat the drawings, you become the drawings. There's something about becoming what you're trying to reach. I think this transformation is not the type of transformation you get when you're using a costume, for example. Like for the work that I did called Timeless Alex, where I become a turtle. In that work, it was about trying to reach kind of like a timeless mental state. So I remember having like a lot of trouble during that exhibition, because people were constantly asking me, when are you doing the performance? And where is your costume? And I was like, no, it's not a costume, it's a vehicle. When I put it on, I'm truly trying to transform my mind into a different mindset. It's not about dressing up as like a turtle, and it's not a performance, because if I'm really transforming into a turtle, then turtles don't perform. So I think there's something about all the works that require some sort of belief system in order for them to really, really work. That you're really playing with the sun, or you're really transforming into something, or connecting with something that's not human. Because if that system of belief doesn't really work, then the work just, I feel like it fails somehow.